thank you for everybody back in the room here. We have, first order of business is the recognition of a resident who's turning 100. You know what date that is?
On the proclamation.
Oh, okay, well, I was at that time, so.
On the iPad?
Does it say?
August 13th.
August 13th, okay, so it's tomorrow, okay, 100 tomorrow. Happy 99 for last day is 99.
I've never heard it worded that way.
As I always used to say, when it was one of my kids' birthday, I said, congratulations, you have the longest to wait now until your next birthday. Of anybody in the world, you can wait the longest now. Okay, so happy birthday, happy 100, that's quite an accomplishment. You must have done something to keep your temper down. I don't remember how to make it on my disposition. But anyway, let's move on to the approval of the minutes. We'll do them quickly individually. The council minutes for June 17th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Those are approved. The council minutes from June 25th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The closed session minutes from July 8th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those minutes passed as well. The council meeting minutes from July 8th. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those minutes have passed as well. It is now time for the initial public comment. And it is 3 minutes, one topic per speaker. Please state your name and town residence for the record, please.
Lauren Mitchell, 73 Baylor Ave. Somehow I became the spokesperson for Sapiens Abundance. I don't know, it's my job now. But you have correspondence that we sent, the last letter. So just a couple things. First off, I really want to thank you all, really heartfelt thanks, because this is the first time, I mean, well, we were always asking, but not formally, and that was our mistake. But still, you've been the most receptive, and we're really happy about that. And everything we've asked you, you've considered, you know, and I appreciate that. That said, I just have a couple of things to run by you. First, thanks for the fake cameras. I think they're going to be fantastic. I know.
They're in public.
They're real.
Telling everybody, yeah, okay. You can have
Okay. But they're great. Hopefully they're going to be a deterrent, because we've had, you know, vandalism there for years, so hopefully that'll help. A couple other things. You know, sometimes you're there all the time and you don't see things. We all of a sudden noticed that signs, town signs, the metal signs that had been on Kinderkermack, on, I believe, both sides of the street, with an arrow to Sapienza Gardens, disappeared. I don't know, it was kids. Anyway, so there are people that literally come up to us and say, I didn't know it was here. And I don't know where it is. And since it's owned by the town, you know, if we could get those signs back, especially if we have events, people are like wondering, where is this place? So if that's possible, I would appreciate that. The other thing I wanted to ask is I had sent a previous letter that had a sign, because I do with a hiking club, and we were hiking. Actually, it wasn't even a hike, it was a walk. I didn't even know this place was there, see? Teaneck Conservancy, and they had a fabulous sign that kind of handled everything, like no motor vehicles, take your waste with you, whenever. And I think I included a photo of that. And Mike, you put up signs, but I'm asking for something more permanent, like another town sign. First off, it sounds important and impressive, and it's, you know, it's, the town is watching. So I think it'd make a more of an impact, like at the entrance. So that should be on the previous letter. I can tell you what date that was. That was December 1st. And I have, I know you can't see it here, but this is, it was a sign. So it says, real quick, please protect and care for the environmentally sensitive areas. Stay on paths for your safety. Do not enter during storms, blah, 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 blah. Paths for pedestrian use only, no bicycles or motorized vehicles. Pick up your pet waste and litter, you know, and whatever.
Are e-bikes a problem? I an ongoing problem?
Yeah, yeah. One of our trustees actually lives in the area. She's not here tonight, but yeah, she's run in there, try to get them to stop.
So maybe so we have the proof of the sign already. The same sign that you're talking about. This is what we will be printing out.
On a permanent metal
It's
sign?
on permanent metal sign. The same wording that you gave us.
Yeah.
It's going to be 24 by 30, and it will be
That's-
posted.
nice.
That's
and-
awesome.
Yeah.
I think things like that really will deter people.
Okay.
One other thing I want to ask, and actually not asking for anything this time. On that same one, I had a message center. So we've had scouts do message centers, and they're like with lumber and cork, and they keep breaking and falling apart. So with the, gratefully, $1,000 you gave us, and then we'll add to that. We want to purchase, a all-weather one that has locking doors. And I don't know why, I think it's from when I was still working. I had this company. They go to like municipalities. They have everything from swing sets and whatnot. And I wanted to ask you if you got a discount with a company like this that we could, maybe get a break on these. This isn't old. This is 2019. But I looked up their more recent ones. They go like from $1,500 to $2,000, and they have like a 20-year warranty or something like
So
that.
we work with only state contracts, so they'd have to be certified. We get lower prices.
Yeah.
I don't know what company that is.
This is Barco.
Yeah, I don't know if they're.
So maybe I could just call you and talk to you
can
about
call me
that?
anytime. Yes, ma'am.
And maybe if we can get a better deal on that. And then lastly, damn quick, the Doggy Days this is on our website, is October 19th. We need judges, so that means if any of you want to come, that would be great. So that's 1 to 3 on October 19th. So we need judges, and then I think that's pretty much it. Anything else I missed? Anybody?
I don't want to overload it as the brook. That's another silt is so
Yeah.
high.
That's a constant thing. On the other side, we actually had a pond, and it went through succession. It's really not a pond anymore. Everything overtook. I mean, it's a natural course, but we don't want it to be on the brook because, if it does, it could impact people, above or below that area. I think, the flooding drives silt in there, and then, kids, my kids did the same thing, constantly throwing stones, and then you have a buildup of it, especially when it rains. Maybe there's a curve in it, and the deposits there. So that needs to be like desnagged, the brook. I don't know for the people, living there too. So I think that's it, right? But if we can, and we have any judges tonight? Anybody
Well,
commit?
you have 2 judges that were up here last year, and you actually have a category winner from last year.
That's right. My Lucy.
Lucy
Oh,
won
which
won the
category?
category.
She won the contest for the scariest costume. She was a Chucky doll.
She was
Oh,
wielding a
I
knife.
remember that.
A little dog.
She was 8 pounds. She was Chucky.
And
The knife.
the power of forced
Well, I'm
servitude.
giving out, and you can improve on that
There you
because
go.
I'm giving you
I
such
think
advanced
I think
warning.
as a winner, she should be forced to be a judge.
Oh my god.
That's
I
very
think if you
good.
win, you
Good,
have to.
good PR.
I'll be
Good
there
PR.
to judge. Forced servitude, that's the result.
Yeah,
You can get me too.
Wait, we just needed 2, right? Or did we have 3? We had 3, because you had to break
Last
the
year
pot.
we did.
1, 2,
I know.
I'll do it.
there you go. I'm counting on you. I think that's it. Do you have any questions for us on anything? No? Okay, thank you.
Do we have anyone here about the discount? No, so we're gonna bypass that. And since we do have, Sapienza Gardens as part of the correspondence, let's just file it, receive it. The letter, can I get a motion to receive?
Motion to receive.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
We have received that. Now let's get to the professional reports. We don't have the engineer here tonight. John, did you want to say something also?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll add you instead of the engineer. Let's start with the police first for July. Chief Woods?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the monthly report for July 2025. So our community policing unit, we did the Hillsdale summer camp tour of PD headquarters, which went off very well. It was a lot of kids. We also prepped for National Night Out, which just passed. Thank everyone for their involvement with that. As far as traffic and patrol goes, Hillsdale Police responded and opened up 736 calls for service, 83 motor vehicle stops, 10 motor vehicle accidents. We conducted 13 selective enforcement special details, conducted 8 parking enforcement special details, responded to 50 medical calls, 25 citations and written warnings. We had 1 adult arrest, 143 property checks. Our detective bureau conducted 47 case investigations. They closed 29 of them, 1 resulting in a charge. And our firearms unit did a background investigation and/or for a carry concealed or firearms permit for 8 different applicants.
Questions? I personally want to thank you because you also gave us previous months so we can now have a comparison
Yep.
as to where we stand. Anybody up here have a question for the chief? No?
I do want to thank the police department for putting on a great show the
Oh,
other night.
that's going down.
It was
Yeah,
a
no, it was-
fantastic event. It was very
Thank you.
well attended. The hot dogs were amazing.
Yeah, it went over well. It was Sergeant Sayers, Officer Alfieri, and Officer Rodriguez. They spearheaded that and did a tremendous job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Public Works. Superintendent.
Okay, so we got the nail drag and the mat for the baseball fields was ordered. Just awaiting delivery for it. I reached out the other day to see where it's at. Waiting to hear back from them. Big one is Centennial. After consulting with the borough administrator and Collier's Engineering, along with subcontractors, rather than replacing the pump, we're reconfiguring the piping to increase the volume of water to get the sprinkler system to be able to cut back on the watering times.
So Barry, that's going to resolve the water pressure issues and,
Yes, it's more of a volume issue
it's
than
a
it was a
volume.
pressure issue.
okay.
We took delivery of the new mower specifically for Centennial, and it's working fantastic. We also began repairs on the nature trail, the closed section. We also took delivery of the new bucket truck last week, came in. And I have scheduled the in-service training for September 4th. Was the earliest I could get that before we could put the truck in service. Remove 4 more dead trees and 1 dangerous tree on Cherry Place. The park mobile spaces have been repainted in a brighter green so that enforcement can begin on that. Almost done with the painting of bulkheads, crosswalks, and parking spaces around town. I'm sure everybody's kind of noticed the nice bright white paint all over. New garbage cans, that was a big one. Those went out. All the new garbage cans went out, and all the ugly, dirty ones are gone.
You talking about the ones in the downtown area?
Downtown area, yeah.
So they're smaller cans with a smaller opening, so you.
Correct, so that hopefully we can deter some of the residents and apartments putting their household garbage in those cans. Pascack Road and Saddle Ranch, there was a manhole cover that was replaced along with pothole repairs on that same day being done.
That tree was just, wasn't it just recently repaved?
Yeah, it's an old manhole cover going back to the 60s when the sewer systems were first installed in the borough. And if anybody hasn't noticed, the new railings out front have been installed. Just moving on with the revitalization outside Borough Hall.
Excellent.
Yeah, I did hear from one local business, just so you know, along Hillsdale Avenue, you did both sides of the street at the same time that people couldn't park. So there were people that were complaining, saying, I can't, you know, a couple of the businesses were like, our customers can't park their cars and come in. So just for future notice, maybe you do one side.
One
of the
side,
street.
yeah, in the morning, and then they could do the other side in the afternoon.
That way, that's what we know. Anyone else with any questions?
Yeah, just a General question, what's your view of our preparation for the leaf pickup?
We're right on track. The mechanic has gone through, or presently going through all the equipment, servicing it. The 2 new trucks, the issues that we had, since they were delivered, they've all been taken care of with the manufacturers. I got some the quotes for the leaf dump that came in. Okay. That'll be on next month's agenda for resolution. So we're moving right along.
So you feel you have the resources as well,
We have
both
yep.
mechanical as well as human? Okay.
Yep, we'll be all set for that. Anyone else?
Yeah, Barry, just a couple of things. For Centennial Field, can you just talk about a little bit about the company that was brought in to address some of the pests that were on the field there?
We brought in Go Organic to take care of that entire complex. Previous contractor kind of was just doing the normal, not doing anything extensive. So I removed him from there, and we put Go Organic up there.
They're going to address any issues that we
They're
have there?
taking care of any issues that are up there. They're treating for it. They just fertilized today. Friday, they're going to do their triple aeration, core aeration, seeding, and dragging on the field.
So that's going to be ready to go?
Going to be ready to go for soccer, yes.
And also, with regards to all this rain that we've had over the last few weeks, I noticed a lot of the equipment was moved over to the commuter lot. Did we experience any breach of water?
None.
at the DPW?
It was just just to be on the survey. We'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, one of the storms was worse than the other, but,
The second storm that didn't occur,
right.
the downside was significant.
Yeah, I was orchestrating a lot of that with my foreman while I was in Pennsylvania, sitting in a tent in the rain.
Yeah, is there more work that needs to be done to the DPW? I know that you,
Yes. Yeah, there's another phase with all the technical, electric, plumbing.
yeah.
Any other questions? John, you can either go there or you can come up here. Sure. We saw your stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
So great.
Great, really great.
So I'm here to report on some of that and some other basic things. So first off, we have our annual Super 50/50 fundraiser scheduled for a drawing this Sunday, and we are officially sold out. So we have sold all 1,000 tickets. So we'll have 2 winners, the first taking $8,000, second taking $2,000, and then the core will make the $10,000 off of the profit. That is this Sunday at 2 o'clock. So if any members of the council or administration want to come, we'll be at our building from around 12 to 2, and you guys can be there for the drawing. It's at 2 o'clock. Just some basic information. I'd posted some of this on social media. So for June, we had 87 dispatches answered by our department. We missed 3 calls for the entire month, 2 when our volunteers were out of service, and 1 when our per diems were already on another call. Actually, no, sorry, 1 when our volunteers were on another call.
Were those internal to Hillsdale? Or were they-
Yeah, so those would have been 3 calls in Hillsdale that we missed. 2 when we didn't have a crew, and 1 when we were already on another call for service.
And where do they roll over to?
They will basically go to the closest available. I will say that for June, I believe that 2 of them were answered by volunteers, and 1 was answered by a county ambulance. Of the 87 calls for June, 45 of them were volunteers, 42 were per diem, Monday to Friday daytime. Of the 42 per diem calls, 19 of them were for Rivervale on part of our mutual aid agreement with them. Of our total 87, 32 of them were considered mutual aid. So as I stated already, 19 of those 32 were the per diem to Rivervale. We then had 9 times where the volunteers responded to Washington Township, 3 times where volunteers went to Westwood, and then only 1 time where our volunteers went to Rivervale. For the month of June, we had 1,585 volunteer duty hours and over 512 scheduled per diem hours. Our numbers were pretty high that month because we also had our volunteer EMTs, staff EMS at the Junior Police Academy or Leadership Academy. So we had 2 volunteers every day with the police department, and we also had our per diems there. So our per diems were able to remain available for calls in the borough, or if we needed any sort of swift transport, they were already there. We also helped train the lifeguards at Stony Brook this year in basic first aid before their season opened up. So July, believe it or not, was actually our slowest month of the year. We only had 66 calls, and of those 66, we only missed 1 call. It was our per diems were already on another call when that one came out. They responded back from the hospital, but a county ambulance had already beat them on scene and had the patient in the back, and they agreed to not take them out of one ambulance and put them in the other. So of those 66, we had 36 were volunteer, 30 were per diem. Of those 30, 9 of the per diem calls went to Rivervale, and only 14 calls in total for that month were mutual aid. So 9 of the per diem to Rivervale, and then 5 volunteer calls to Washington Township. Nearly 1,600 volunteer member duty hours and 559 per diem. I am pleased to say at this point in the year, we have already surpassed our entire call volume from last year. So we are already over 570 calls for the year. And to help prove the reliability of and the speediness of what our per diems have been able to do, I just this month have actually ridden 2 per diem shifts just to make sure I'm part of the process, making sure what's going on with everybody. And me and my partner, we had a successful EpiPen deployment on a patient who had multiple yellow jacket stings without their own EpiPen. They knew they were allergic, but their doctor said, you're not that allergic. But when you get stung upwards of 20 times, you become that allergic. So we actually answered that call as the second of 3 calls in a row. Every time we got to the hospital, immediately turned around and took another call in town. And our 3rd call in a row was a rollover on the Parkway. So we are consistently in service within 1 to 2 minutes of dispatch time, and on scene usually in 5 to 6 minutes from dispatch. So it's been a tremendous thing that the borough put in place. And we've had nothing but positive feedback from all the patients we've interacted with. And one last thing to note, and I feel like this is actually pretty significant. So I've been a member of the department for 17 years now. And in those 17 years, we have never had 100% staffing ever. But for the month of July, we did. So between our volunteers covering nights and weekends and our per diems covering Monday to Friday days, for the first time in what I probably believe to be the history of the Corps, we were staffed 100% of the time. I will sadly say in August it's not happening because we already lost some people for relocations for jobs and whatnot. But it was nice to have that happen and be able to show the members like this is possible and something we're going to continue to strive to do moving forward.
Are you tracking volunteer hours in Rivervale, like the calls that they're making too? Because there was a concern from the volunteer side that they thought that when we went paid that there would be no more real service being done by the volunteers.
Yeah, so their volunteers are still taking calls. I believe, I don't know the exact date, but I want to say it was around the beginning of May. I think one of their social media pages for Rivervale Ambulance posted they had at that moment taken their 100th call of the year.
And that doesn't calculate into the 500 and something calls that.
Correct. So they had just taken their 100th call. We at that point had been over 450 or something like that. So they're still seeing call volume. They're still getting out there. I would say, I don't have the exact number, but I would say at this point between our volunteers and per diems, we've probably also done 100 or more calls in Rivervale.
Members of council, questions? No? Thank you very much.
No
Really
problem.
appreciate it. We're going to move further. Actually, we're going to go back to something that was in there in the group in the agenda for discussion, which was the downtown revitalization. And so we're going to turn this over to Melissa Mazachong, who will lead us through it as part of our our efforts to beautify and renovate the downtown area. It's all you.
All right, so our Downtown Revitalization Committee has been really busy. We've been meeting with developers and discussing exciting projects that will shape the future of our downtown. So just to ensure that the charm is front and center, we've created a facade style guide. And it's a quick visual resource that will inspire some of the businesses and the property owners as they make improvements to their buildings. This guide provides visual examples, design ideas, and it reflects and preserves that unique character of our downtown, ensuring that there's a cohesive and visual appealing streetscape. It also incorporates valuable feedback from the planning board, including updates to align with the current zoning language. And this document that you see here linked here is, it's a living document. It's going to continue to evolve as our downtown grows and new opportunities arise. So this is, again, something fun and exciting, and we just want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to take a look and see what we envision for the future of our downtown and the look and feel. And again, it's really just to remain cohesive and ensuring that everything has that look and feel that we want to keep and preserve.
Okay. Is there other questions? This is the look and feel of our town going forward.
Right. But like I said, it is a breathing document. These are things that we can evolve as we move forward. We just want to make sure we have a guide.
So it's linked here. At what point are we going to sort of set that out for the borough, for the residents to see?
I think, Mayor, once every one of the council members and yourself say this is what we want, and the planning board says this, this works for us.
And this isn't going to be readopted as, we don't have to modify the master plan
No,
again.
this is just for guidance.
It's for guidance, right.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. I just want to make sure everybody understands where we are with that it's not going to require.
Eventually, I think when they redo the master plan, parts of this, components of this document would probably have to go into the master plan, eventually.
But this gives somebody, a developer who comes into town, a quick and easy style guide to know where they're going to go, what we want to do.
And includes visuals of some of the elements that you see downtown,
Right.
some of the bricks, some of the, whatever the materials
Coloring,
that we use,
bricks,
the coloring.
yeah.
There is a color palette that we should abide by, and also recommended color palettes. So there's things like that that's specific to just the look that we want to make sure that people are bringing in.
Okay. Anyone? No?
Just
We're
just
good?
one question.
I just want to give a big shout out to the councilwoman Mazza Chang. She did an amazing job
You beat me
working
to
on
it.
this.
Yeah.
Take it.
No. It's yours. But we all recognize that the work that you put into doing this, and it has not been unnoticed. And thank you so much, because it's really just key, as you know, with affordable housing that's coming in and all the businesses that are going to be being created and facelifts that are going to happen and new housing that's going to come in. This is really going to help not only expedite the process, but really beautify our town. So thank you very much for it.
Of course.
Mike, do you have anything else you want to add to it?
No.
No? Okay, great. Thank you. We're going to go on to the committee reports. Let's start with our council president, Clemente.
Yes, we had the recreation meeting last week. I don't want to be redundant, so I know that Viegas Sally is going to update us on the band shell, Memorial Field, the nature trail, and the community center, as well as talk a little bit about a playground. And I think you have everything, all that on your list, right?
So you're just telling him what he's going to be doing?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Say
Yeah,
actually
just-
what you're-
If I have anything to add, I'll do it.
You'll jump in.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I just want to provide some dates that were discussed. On August 15th, the fall brochure is going to be released. It's going to be found on the borough website. Things like robotics classes and chess classes are going to be listed. We have the fall festival that's scheduled at Beechwood Park on September 13th. There's a movie night on August 26th. It's going to be one of the Karate Kid movies. Looking forward to that. Summer camp ended, and it was very successful. It delivered about $100,000 to the rec commission so that we could use that for rec purposes going forward.
Above and beyond the cost?
Above and beyond the cost, that's margin, yep.
Okay.
Which was a very good thing. And Dan Conti, who's our rec director, did a very good job with that, managing the facilities and everything that's been in flux with the school. And then I think that's it. And then I'll jump in when Mike talks about all the other things. I just don't want to go over everything twice. Right? So,
Okay, Councilman Coletti?
Thank you, Mayor. Start with the Environmental Commission, specifically grants. So in June, we had notified the council that the Environmental Commission had worked with our superintendent of the Hillsdale Board of Education, Robert Lombardi, regarding the NJDEP grant for trees at both Smith School and Meadowbrook. On July 17th, we found out that we were actually awarded $66,000 for new trees. So big thank you to Mr. Lombardi and team and the Environmental Commission for that. A Beechwood Nature Trail update. So the actual winning bid for Trail 1.0 was $83,000, which is in tonight's agenda for us to vote on. I think Mike will provide some more detail potentially later, but after discussions with him, our total budget for 1.0 was $240,000, so we're significantly under. So those funds could be utilized for Beechwood 2.0, which we originally moved funds away from for the band shelter.
Right.
So really good news there that we can probably get both of these done.
Can I ask a question about the Board of Ed stuff? Is there an update as far as getting power to the trailers and?
I'll give you that.
that's
What- Okay, that's going to be down that way. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. In terms of
about the
lantern flies, the Environmental Commission worked with the DPW to produce a video intended to inform the residents as to how they can obtain these traps for these invasive spotted lantern flies. The video has been approved by the DPW, and I believe the mayor, will it be on the weekly,
I asked that it would
email
go out
blast?
to the blast. Yeah, I thought if you don't have the email, we'll forward it on. It's a great video. It's really informative to put up there, and basically that the DPW is offering the ability to trap and dispose of the lantern flies, right? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Fire Department, 2 quick updates. July had 35 calls year to date. They're 202 compared to 134 in the prior year. Only 10 of that increase is related to the new box alarm program that they put in place this year. The rest is just an increase in activity. And the George White temporary modular classroom evacuation and fire apparatus placement has been agreed between Captain Solda of the Fire Department and Mr. Lombardi and staff, so that is now done. Finally, Pascack Valley Board of Education, their last meeting was on July 16th. Their next one is on August 25th. I think what was important in the July 16th meeting was they spoke about the New Jersey Graduation Proficiency Assessment. That's the NJGPA test that the 11th graders take to determine their graduation readiness in both math and ELA. And in summary, the scores for the school were excellent. They were meaningfully better than the state average on both math and ELA. If anyone cares to look at the detail of that, they can just go to the July 16th video on YouTube and see the details. That's it.
Any questions? No? Councilman Fox?
Stony Brook Pool will be closing 9/1. They're going to have their senior splash week the week of 9/15. For senior residents could sign up for $20 in Community Pass or call 2013-5850-65. They could use the competition pool from 10 to 3 p.m. That's it.
Is that interfering with drool in the pool, or no, for the dogs? We're good?
quick question. Just,
Yeah.
Do you know what the registration totals were for the?
I don't have that. I'll have them next meeting.
Okay. Councilwoman Mazachon.
All right, so for ambulance, I just want to thank Chief Beatty for being here tonight and his crew. Big achievement on that 100% shift coverage, so thank you for that and for all that you guys do. So very impressive to hear all those numbers. For the Board of Ed local, there was a local Board of Ed meeting on the 17th of July, so it feels far away, but here are some updates. As far as the Hillsdale Recreation Camp, it wrapped up its session at George White Middle School on the 1st of August. The program ran smoothly. It was a great example of great collaboration between the district and the local rec department. As far as elementary school preparations, Ann Blanche and Meadowbrook have been getting their full summer refresh and prep for the new school year. Classrooms, the common areas, all facilities are being deep cleaned, repairs are underway, and preventative checks on systems like the HVAC and plumbing are being completed. There was an email shared on August 1st where the district provided families with updates on the construction of George White Middle School and also preparations for the elementary schools. The George White construction modular campus is targeted for an August 22nd completion. As of then, they were awaiting the PSE&G transformer, so I'm not sure where it's at now, but hopefully in the next few days. Middle school is expected to open on time with no remote learning planned. As far as operational updates, asbestos abatement begins on September 8th. The gym will be closed until at least January 2026. And thankful to the Hillsdale United Methodist Church, we're going to be hosting our lunches there. 6th to 8th grade will be having lunches across the street. And that's it.
Any questions? No? Councilman Rucco?
Thank you, Mayor. The Access for All Committee met on July 28th. We talked about the budget. They still have about 85% of their budget remaining, but that was before the Strawberry Social, so I presume their budget will have gone down. They're still seeking a meeting with the Hillsdale school administrators to further communication and cooperation on matters pertaining to special education. They celebrated a new addition to the New Jersey Council on Developmental Disabilities. You might know that the person who heads that is Paul Aronson, but we have a member of our own committee, Yana Murmel, who was appointed to the committee. Not to replace Paul necessarily at that level, but she's on the committee now. And she was highlighted in a recent article about her in People and Families magazine. I updated the Access for All folks on the plans for Memorial Field, particularly the accessible playground that will be constructed in the southwest corner of that field. They are not going to have a meeting in August. Their Strawberry Social was held at the library on August 5th. It was a great success. It was well attended by families in Hillsdale as well as neighboring towns who have children with developmental disabilities. I think I want to really thank David France, our library director, who was instrumental in providing space and also helping that very night set up and then take things down. It was a good event. Another event like that is being planned sometime at the library in the fall. The Finance Committee met on August 7th. The borough continues to be on target with the utilization of its appropriations, with departments generally adhering to levels that are reasonable for the 7th-month period ending July 31st. The CFO gave the committee his assessment of our present situation, as well as updated the committee on the preliminary results of our 2024 audit, which was conducted by Lord Travinci. There were 10 audit exceptions. Some of them are repeats, but all are pretty much regarded as minor, with one exception, and even that arguably is relatively minor. The CFO is drawing up a remediation plan for all of these issues, and that will be shared with the committee and then submitted to the mayor and council for ratification. That's the normal process. We, as the mayor and council, need to approve that remediation plan. The committee asked the CFO and the BA to draft up an ordinance to allow a specified but small portion of the recreational trust fund, which has about a little over $500,000 in it at this point, to be used for the purpose of improving borough assets utilized by the various recreational sports teams. But I understand from a recent email from the CFO that there's still some uncertainty about the actual amount. We thought it might come up in September. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. I'm not sure. But I think the idea is a good one. So that's it.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. B.A. Casali, would you like to give Clementi's report now? Council President's report?
Let me give the Council President's report.
Oh, Council President's report? You want to give it?
Provide as much detail as you can.
Yes,
There
sir.
you go. There you go.
I got it. First, I want to thank the police department on a very successful national night out. Everyone seemed to have really good time, and we were one of the few towns that did that. So that was very nicely done. To go into the Council President's report on Memorial Field, so we are progressing on schedule, slightly ahead of schedule, for the design of the field. We have held several meetings to select amenities and working with vendors on the different product that we are going to be using, down to the color of the benches, down to the very, very specific. That's what will go into the plan. We've been talking to the Pivot Turf company. They are in the co-op. We can use them. We don't have to go into a public bidding process. So
That was okay.
yes, it will speed up the process immensely. So that's very good news. I presented that also to the Recreational Commission. We all seem to be on the same page, going with the pivot. So that's moving forward there.
And that's a no-fill rubber.
There is no rubber,
No pellets.
no pellets that will fly all over the place. On the band shell, we are actually working on a design to use the same structure, the same foundation, but rebuild it with a roof, rocks. And I actually just got the first quote, which I had to get off the floor after I read it. $530,000. So we have to look at different options there. So the band shell is what you see now. We cleaned up the beams and we painted it. I think we will keep that in the next few months, and we'll probably start work on that later this year to get it ready for next year. But we do have to work on the pricing.
Okay.
Centennial Field, the superintendent gave a debrief on that. We're changing, and someone had a question on the pressure. We found out that there are pipes of different sizes connected to each other, so 2-inch to 4-inch to 1-inch to 4-inch. So that's what affected all that. So we're spending some money now, actually, from the fund to fix all that, and they started this morning.
They should be done. They'll be turning the water back on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some sprinkler heads that were broken too, right?
That's all fixed.
That's all fixed.
It's all fixed. The community center.
Quick question about the sprinklers. Is there a way to turn those on and off, like via cell phone, or can we set that up?
There will be, as soon as we got this water situation under control. A contractor will be coming in shortly to install the new control system, which is Wi-Fi based.
Yeah, we had the meeting with all the vendors, excuse me, and there'll be a hotspot there instead of the Wi-Fi. If that works, then we'll keep it. If not, then we have to bring in the Wi-Fi. The community center, they closed up all the walls, and I don't know if I reported on this before, the developer is going to donate the entire kitchen installed, which is about $15,000. It will be like a one-bedroom kitchen. So that's in progress. We're seeing it once a week. We'll go back again next week. We will have cameras inside. We will have a overhead projector. And we should have the custody of that probably sometimes first quarter of next year. We're shooting toward April, May.
What's the lead time to buy like furniture and going through?
In progress now, so we're going through that now too, talking to vendors and you're trying to get all that. It'll be just tables and chairs. There's really there's nothing else. There's 2 conference rooms, so we'll have 2 conference tables and chairs.
Yeah, what about lighting fixtures?
It's already built in.
Oh, okay.
It's already built in.
We talked a little bit about making it feel like Hillsdale and potentially creating a committee, a community center committee to personalize the space a bit and make it feel like us, right? So, at some point.
Yeah, so we need to involve the seniors, the rec commission, even the schools. I think it's important that everyone has a hand in this. And whether it's something that goes on the wall or the furniture style.
Right. I'm happy to lead that committee.
You are it.
Okay.
There already is a committee set up. We created one back in January.
Wasn't for this. Was just
This is a specific community.
This is
center
specifically
committee
for the
to-
Okay, maybe I thought that was.
Okay.
the playground at Memorial Field. A very generous donor has also offered to donate the entire set. We are now working with vendors on our options, which are really very limited, just because of the size. The total footprint of the play area is 6,500 square feet, so that limits it to few. And then further, it has to be ADA compliant. That limits it further. So we're down to 3 options. So we're working with the donor on their first choice, and then all 3 of them are about the same. One has a slide on this side, the other one has a slide on that side. And this. Borehole landscaping.
With regards to Memorial, we had a conversation about that is potentially gutting the field house before the construction actually, or during the construction?
Doing the construction.
Right, so I spoke to the HBSA and they're all for it.
Yeah, actually,
We have to get with football, because they have a lot of their equipment stored there. But I think it would be better to do that while we were
Doing.
working on it, as opposed to later when the field's already built and.
that's the plan, right?
Right?
So we found the plans, the old plans, the original plans, when that was built. So we're saving some money in surveys and things like that. So we will doing it while the work is being done.
Nope, absolutely agree with that.
Council President, are you going to move
Yeah,
the
yeah,
collectibles
just-
out of your
just have to
bid,
involve
take
credit
in
card out.
football equipment?
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
Borough Hall landscaping outside, the landscaping is very tired, so we do have some money that was budgeted for more work on Borough Hall. So you'll see in the next probably 2 weeks or so, we'll be removing all the landscaping around here, redoing the walls, and adding new plants sometimes, I guess, in the next month or two. So you'll see some changes there.
It'll be shortly.
Okay. 40 Central Avenue, you'll see down the street here, we did have a few complaints on the site not being cleaned up. They have done an amazing job. So you pass by it, it's an active work site, but it's a clean work site. So if there's issues, please let me or the mayor know. We'll follow up on that. Very quickly, a few more things, two things. You have a resolution to approve Beechwood Nature Trail. The bids came in between $83,000 and $300,000. Same specs. Different companies have different ways and different margins. So it's for the $83,000. The remaining money that we budgeted will go to 2.0, the rest of the trail. We're trying to use the same DEP permit, so we don't have to go for a second permit. That's in progress. And lastly, you also have a resolution to approve a new construction official, Keith Dalton. He's certified, and he actually has more certifications that's needed. But I do want to thank Michelle Wood for her 29 years of service to the borough. Her last day is on Friday. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
My quick question with regards to the third party that you brought in to administer some maintenance to Centennial, how much
Yeah.
is that?
For Go Organic,
Yeah, for the
it was like $5,000.
So that's gonna be 5,000, they're gonna be working on it a year, or is it just a one time?
Just in the beginning, because we were losing some of the field because of overwatering and underwatering and the real heat. So they had to treat it chemically. That's what they're doing now. And then, but the system that's going to cost us more money is the actual Wi-Fi operation of the whole system. It's in the budget. We budgeted as part of the maintenance of the field.
Right, but is the DPW in years forward, and is the DPW gonna do what Organic did, or are we gonna bring them in every year to
We-
treat the field and that?
No, the DPW is not capable of doing that because we don't have somebody on staff that has the certifications to put down pesticides and fertilizers.
All right, so the third party will be part of the recurring maintenance that we,
They're doing the chemical maintenance. We're doing all the cutting.
okay,
Any other questions for the VA?
good job.
Thank you.
Did I do your report? Fine.
You got his
Okay.
report done?
Okay.
Okay, great.
All right.
We're going to move on to the introduction of ordinances. 2522, introduction ordinance of the Borough of Hillsdale, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, adding Chapter 235 to the Code of the Borough concerning lead-based paint inspections. Be it resolved that ordinance number 25-22 does now pass a first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the Mayor and Council in the Municipal Building, 380 Hillsdale Avenue, New Jersey, on September 9th, 2025. And at the same time, in place, all persons interested will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. And the clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance in the Ridgewood News and/or Bergen Record once, at least 1 week prior to said hearing, with a notice of its introduction and of the time and place when and where said ordinance would be considered for final passage. Can I get a motion to, it says to adopt, but to introduce 2522?
I'll motion to introduce it.
Second? Second. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Councilmember Rucco?
Yes.
Councilmember Trofimuk is absent. Councilmember Coletti?
Yes.
Councilmember Fox?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazachon?
Yes.
Council President Oso?
Yes. 2522 is now introduced. We're going to go on to 2523. Capital Ordinance of the Borough of Hillsdale in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, authorizing the undertaking of various improvements to Stony Brook Swim Club in, by, and for the swim pool utility of the borough, appropriating therefore the sum of $50,000 and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from the swim pool utility capital fund balance. Be it resolved that said ordinance 25-23 does now pass a first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the mayor and council in the municipal building, 380 Hillsdale Avenue, Hillsdale, New Jersey, on September 9, 2025, and at said time and place, all persons interested will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same. And the clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance in the Ridgewood News and/or Bergen Record once, at least 1 week prior to said hearing, with a notice of its introduction and of the time and place when and where said ordinance would be considered for final passage. Can I get a motion to introduce 25-23?
Motion to introduce.
Second?
Second.
Will the clerk please read the roll?
Councilmember Trofimuk absent. Councilmember Coletti?
Yes.
Councilmember Fox?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazachon?
Yes.
Council President Oso?
Yes.
Councilmember Rucco?
Yes.
25-23 has now been introduced. We're going to move on to our resolutions on the consent agenda, 25-211 through 25-221. Does anyone want to pull any of the resolutions? Having seen nobody, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Will the clerk please read the roll?
Councilmember Coletti?
Yes.
Councilmember Fox?
Yes.
Councilmember Mazachon?
Yes.
Council President Oso?
Yes.
Councilmember Rucco?
Yes.
The consent agenda has passed. There is nothing off the consent agenda. It is time for public comment on any topic that someone would like to speak on. 3 minutes. Please state your town and residence for the record. Would anybody like to address the council? Any topic? Here we go. Great.
It's great to hear that improvements, Lorraine Thalman, 238 Liberty Avenue in Hillsdale. It's great to hear about improvements for the town center. The town has been used over the past several years for TV shows, one on the positive side and one on the negative side, all focused on the center of town. One like a road run downtown and one is the neighborhood town. So you had two aspects there. It's nice to see that it's going to be coming around. It's a great town. The only thing I think we should do besides that is focus on the safety in the business district, because I myself am in that area a lot, and you'll see during business hours a lot of people making U-turns in the middle of the street. You have children that are walking there. I've seen people down by the Shell station, that crossing there, during the school week, people coming out of the side street, the crossing guards there trying to stop the cars, and they just ignore them and go by with the kids crossing the street. Okay, so a focus, I think, maybe to make people more aware, they should be a little more cautious on their driving habits. I mean, they come out of the King's Shopping Plaza, they don't stop for the stop sign. Stuff like that. It's for the safety of everyone, for the children, for the adults, everyone. Will make it a safer town. The other thing is Liberty Avenue. Liberty Avenue is a washboard around Beechwood Park, from Holdrum down to Evergreen. I know the DPW's been there every few weeks putting patches in, but it is a washboard. And that part of Liberty Avenue is used a lot for the activities. You have the events there, and you're going to have one in September. People use that street all the time to park their cars. Children walk to school, walk from school, adults walk, bicycles, everything. So even though it's not a main drag, it is utilized a lot. And if something could be done with the street, besides the patching, because it is a washboard, all you got to do is just take a ride down the street from Holdrum down to Evergreen, and you'll notice it immediately. And the DPW has done a wonderful job patching all the time that they've had to patch.
Thank
So I
you.
just want, you know, it's
Appreciate
for
it.
safety. It's for the safety of the children and adults. Okay?
Thank you.
And that's it.
Anybody else want to be heard? Seeing nobody else wanting to be heard, it's council commentary time. I'm going to start it. I want to remind everybody that the planning board this Thursday, starting at 7:30, is going to be reviewing in this very chamber the self-storage facility. So all those, I'm sure there will be people that are there. And so I want to make sure we all know that that's probably the big item that's on the planning board's agenda, and I think it's relevant to have everybody know. Happy 100th again. Let's start. We were there before. Let's go down this way. Council commentaries. Councilman Rucco.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, summer flies by too fast. Here we are in mid-August. I want to wish all our residents who are returning to college or starting their freshman year a very rewarding and academic year. I want to thank Michelle Woods for all the efforts that she's put in over the years to keep our construction department administratively sound. And I think that it's very important, and she did a great job overall on that. I want to compliment my granddaughter Gianna, who shocked me in a video call last week as she showed me her arm in a cast. Due to a broken elbow. She accepted it far better than her grandfather. But she's looking forward to the removal of her cast, entering 3rd grade, and then continuing her gymnastic endeavors, which I hope do not include another breakage. And finally, I want to wish everyone here a great Labor Day, because that's coming up before our next council meeting. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mazzachan.
I just want to thank the Sapienza Garden Board for being here tonight and for their commitment to preserving this treasure. I completely agree about those signage. Having hosted events myself at the gardens, I know how tricky it is to even get there or to even find it on Google Maps. You can't really find it. So we'll work with you guys to make sure that it happens. And thanks for keeping an eye on it for us.
Councilman Coletti.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to congratulate Michelle Woods again on her retirement. That's it.
Councilman Fox.
No comment.
Council President Osa. That's it? Okay, well, that was a quick through. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Sure. Motion to adjourn.
Second? Second. Anybody want to stay here all night, or can we agree everybody we're going? Okay, the next meeting is Tuesday, September 9th at 7 p.m. in these council chambers. Thank you for those in attendance. Thanks for who's watching this on YouTube, and thanks for everybody watching at home.